Richard Majewski, and welcome to another edition of Take 10. Take 10 is a service departments, corporate housing and global mobility podcast where we seek to offer insights based on informal chat and icebreaker questions to get to know the guests a little better, and followed by a summary of the guest's business so that you can examine potential collaboration. So without further ado, let's meet today's guest. Hi, Erin. Hi, Darrel. Plural, of course. So guests today. Over to you for a quick introduction, please.
Hello, my name's Darrel Dimond. I'm the operations manager for Bradbeers Furniture Rental and Sales.
Hiya, I'm Erin Mack. I'm the Senior Interiors Consultant at Bradbeers Furniture Rental Sales.
Fantastic, thanks. And are you ready for this ordeal?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. I thought this time, because I did a little bit of research on furniture, I suppose, and interior design. So you don't need to come up with the questions necessarily, but see if you can see if you can imagine the answer. They're from ChatGPT and based on the sector really. So what's the most dangerous phrase a client can say? You can say I don't know as well.
Yeah. I don't know, to be fair.
At the answer, I saw something on Pinterest. Apparently, I can't imagine. I suppose you can really. I suppose it's like a doctor, where you go into a doctor's surgery and they go, "Yeah, I looked it up on the internet," sort of thing, and you've got all your fingers missing.
Yes.
What is a designer's true toxic trait? This made me laugh, actually.
I'll point that to the designer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're the designer, aren't you, Erin? What's your true toxic trait? Should I tell you?
Oh, gosh.
I'll tell you. Rearranging furniture at other people's houses. Can you imagine? You walk in there, you go, "Oh, that shouldn't be there." Where's the sofa gone? What's the fastest way to spot a non-designer in a showroom? Curious, this one. I'll tell you the answer. They sit in every chair. I mean, that's true. Yeah. I think there's a couple more of these, and then we'll do the icebreaker ones. But I just thought these were quite funny. What's the one accessory no one remembers until install day? It's probably true. This. What's the one accessory no one remembers until install day? Apparently, it's lamps. Don't know, or maybe that's just a joke. I don't know. It seemed possible.
We've had toolboxes and bits and pieces, tools of the trade that have been left behind, but I don't think we've ever had a lamp.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can well imagine that. I've got a spanner and something else under my desk here from somebody that left theirs. Yeah, they come to service the boiler and they leave the toolbox. So true story. Yeah, I don't know that. That's a bit of a strange one. That. How many throw pillows is too many? I suppose they're talking. What are they talking about there on a sofa?
For me,
you go
it's
in
one.
there and you go,
yeah. For me, it's one. Hate the damn things.
Excellent. I agree with you there. To be honest, yeah. Ever since COVID,
our designer
yeah. I mean, they look good. Sometimes, and it's like on a bed, isn't it? It's like in a hotel bedroom or something. The first thing you do is just clear it of everything, all the literature and everything. So yeah. Well, thank you for that. So let's go on some of these icebreaker questions. So to either of you here, I suppose, either or both, or on holiday, swimming pool or the beach? What would you prefer?
I'd say the beach.
Yeah, definitely the beach. Definitely.
Yeah, and I'm with you there as well. Unfortunately, the family say swimming pool. I think it's because there's all the cocktails that are available there. You go back and it's like, oh, hello, wife. What are you doing underneath the sunbed? Hope she doesn't see this one. Music. So music or podcasts or audiobooks. So what would you tend to listen to? On your
Well, I think for me it's music.
yeah.
I think I would probably say music as well, actually.
Yeah, excellent. Good on you. Because I don't even know what a podcast is. Now the podcast, some I've only just bought. I didn't even buy them. They came with my phone. Earbuds or whatever they're called.
Yeah, okay.
It's just a revelation to me. And left and right. I don't know if that is even important, but I always get it wrong. Maybe it's got to do with the microphone. I haven't got a clue. Carpet or hardwood floors?
Depends in which room, I think, for me.
Yeah, good point. Lounge.
Hard floor in
Yeah,
the lounge. Yeah.
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I would say hardwood floor as well, just because then you can
yeah.
have like the rugs and all those sort of pieces on it.
Exactly,
So
exactly. No, that's right. That's true. You can always put the rugs down and everything, can't you? I think traditionally in the UK we've always put carpets all over the place, but I think in the past, I don't know what, 10 to 20 years, it's changed a bit. Loud neighbours or nosy neighbours? Careful here. Loud neighbours or nosy neighbours?
Oh, nosy neighbours, I think. I like the thought. I like the thought, the security aspect of having nosy neighbours.
Never thought of that one, although I am incredibly security conscious. Yeah. How about you, Erin?
I think I'd have to go for loud neighbours, surprisingly.
Yeah, yeah. It depends what sort of noise it is as well, doesn't it? Really, it's kind of if it's good music and stuff, then you don't need to put headphones in, I guess. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. I would say nosy, I guess. Yeah, nosy. Um, classical art or modern art?
Modern art for me.
Modern, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the artist here. What do you think, Erin?
I'm
This is I put this one in actually because of you and your interior design. I thought, and I can see that you're going through in your mind. You're going through this now. It's a Philistine like myself and Darrel. We just go, yeah, right, anything, different print of anything. And you're going, yeah, well, there was actually, and you're thinking of all those different artists in your mind. Classical art or modern art, or do you just always disagree with Darrel?
Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, do you go? Are you going for one of them, or did I just classical or modern?
I think I do like a bit of both, really. It's a bit of a hard decision, really. I guess it depends on the
That's
piece
so funny.
overall. But
That's so funny. I would have done the same as Darrell and gone straight for modern. But yeah, if you've yeah, when you're that much into it, then I can understand your dilemma here. What's the time? I suppose we'd better get onto the next part. But I do have right. I'll miss out a couple, and then right. Car or train? And with this one in mind, I had Nick in mind with this one because clearly with his sat nav abilities, then you probably would always say train. Hi, Nick.
Absolutely. If Nick's driving, it's the train.
Yeah.
But I'll happily drive myself.
Yeah. All right. So otherwise, it's the train though. You drive yourself, or otherwise, it's the train.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The train there's a lot to beat the train. I think it just gets you there so fast. Depends what part of town you're going to though, as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Last question: strangest food you've ever eaten? And don't dare say it's at a Sabo.
Oh, blimey.
It could be in the UK or it could be on holiday.
No, I suppose for me it'd be frog's legs, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I ate those once. You kind of like these days. It's kind of you got this ethical question, I suppose. Took me ages. I walked literally. Well, I say literally, it wasn't literally. Spent about an hour going around Paris, in the south of the river. I thought that's where you're going to get them. It's all this kind of like left bank stuff. It took me ages to get them, and it was so disappointing. It's just really. How about yourself, Erin? How?
Oh, I think. I mean, this is off the top of my head. I think the strangest thing that I've had, it was like a dish with like chicken and it had like pieces of watermelon in it, which is very bizarre. It was very strange. So I guess
that sounds truly horrible. But it was what? It was say it again. It was fish and chicken.
So I can't remember the full name of it, but it was like chicken with like pieces of watermelon in it.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah, I suppose I can imagine that one. A bit like a twist on chicken Kiev or something. Yeah, Kiev as they say these days. Yeah. All right, good stuff. Well, thanks for that. You made me feel truly nauseous there, Erin, thinking about that food. That really was strange. Okay, no, thanks for going through that. And yeah, would love to hear more about Bradbeers, please. So Bradbeers, as I know them, Bradbeers sales and furniture rentals. But yeah, over to you to tell us all about Bradbeers, the company.
Absolutely. So we're a family-run company that's been established since 1837. Our department can provide full furniture solutions, really for whatever your client or your market dictates. We've got a vast list of suppliers. We can do short to long-term furniture rental. We can do new sales, or we can do a mixture of the both. So if you've got a client who would like to purchase the room that we have, the furniture packs we curated within the room, then we can look at a rental with then a purchase option at the end of that. Like I say, we do anything from a number of days and weeks right way up to 3 years or so. And everything from just supplying furniture for a property right up to full interior design, where we utilise Erin and our network of other designers. We'd encourage people just to come to us with your client's needs and your needs, and see what we can do. We're fully flexible. We can insert break clauses, and we will certainly match any like-for-like quotations.
Right, perfect. So it's a really very, very comprehensive, anything to do with sales and rentals of furniture, and it can even, and for any particular client, it can even be that combination where it's rental to begin with, and at the end of it, then they purchase the furniture. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. We can also offer storage. So if you've got a client who would like to stage a property for sale, we can remove their furniture, store it at our storage facility, create our interior design project, install that, and then vice versa, return the client's furniture once we're finished. So really is the complete solution.
Wow. So down at one end of the market, I guess you're not saying, let's say I sell this house, whilst the wife's away, then I could do a staging. You could do a staging for an individual, or we're talking about an estate agent and regular kind of staging of the houses that they are putting on the market. You're not talking about private clients.
So we cover staging for, well, practically anyone that's wanting to sell a property to get it off the market quickly. So it can be anything from like a private client, estate agents, or so practically we cover everything in terms of staging.
Wow. Okay, and let's say that you get. We'll come on to markets in a minute, by the way. But let's say that you get the furniture. What do you do with furniture that's broken? Is there some kind of recycling system that it goes through, or do what happens then?
Yes, so we maintain our own furniture in house. So if it's got a minor blemish, etc., and it is still fit for the market, and that's the emphasis there. It has to be fit for our market, and obviously the quality of the furniture is extremely important. So our tolerances on damage are really, really low before we'll write something off. So we will do whatever we can to keep it within the market, but whilst it still looks good. Anything else is either sold as second-hand, or we will actually try to put it back into a condition that's fit enough for it to be donated to charity. Since the tail end of 2023, we haven't actually put a single item of furniture into a skip. We've either recycled and reclaimed the materials, or it's been donated to charities or people in need.
That's fantastic. I mean, that is great. Because rubbish tips, and we see a lot of them on the news these days, don't we? I mean, I know it's not in the same kind of context necessarily, it's household, but that's great that they're not going onto rubbish tips and what have you, and that they can be used like that. And in terms of markets, you service markets across the board, do you? And then we'll get into the service department side of things. But you do, HMOs, rentals. You do absolutely everything. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We've got the ability to procure furniture that is fit for the market right across the wide range of markets. So whether that's a private rental, whether that's HMOs, or multiple units for service departments, we can procure the furniture for each of those.
Right. And so in the service department market, and whatever that, or you call it, let's say short-term rentals, and they say whatever that is, because it can be anything from one person with one Airbnb through to the smaller portfolios, to the larger kind of and more mature service department brands, right the way through to national and global brands. So of course, going on what you said last, you can service that entire market. And how would it, well, let's say I've got 10 units, two locations of 5 somewhere, and let's, for argument's sake, say they're in the same town. What's the process? I come to you. What happens then? So I go, right, I got 10 units in 2 locations. Let's say 10 units in one place. I've got 10 empty units. Where do we start, please? So what's the process?
So we start by doing some research with your assistants on the property style, type, the designs, your budget, the floor plans. We'll visit the site if necessary, so that we can ensure that the furniture is going to be fit for the purpose you want it to be, and also that the stylings and the costs are matching what you need. Okay. Obviously, then we agree on a timeline. We'll then procure the furniture, and we'll agree on the installation process with yourselves. We've got access to heavy goods vehicles within Bradbeers, so we run everything up to 18-ton removals lorries, right the way down to small vehicles. So the logistics around installation, etc., are fairly straightforward for us. The complex bit really is ensuring that we're meeting your requirements, and that we're giving you value for money upon your expectation. When we look to enter contracts with clients, we look for a long-term relationship. We're looking to meet and exceed the standards you would like, to ensure that we've got a future of working together.
Wonderful. Sounds good. And by the way, Erin, if you disagree with anything Darrel says, then you just jump in there. So you said a couple of things there that I'd like to ask more on, please. So you can visit the site and what have you. Let's say that I'm in Edinburgh, and you're in Southampton. Is that right? You're based in Southampton or
Yeah.
Salisbury, is it? Or
Yeah.
around that area, you know?
Southampton. Yeah, Southampton.
Yeah. So let's say I'm in Edinburgh or somewhere. Is it possible to do it remotely, or do you come up to visit, is it by? How does that work, please? The
Um,
design, I think I'm talking about there.
yes, so in terms of design things like that, visiting properties that are more far out, we have travelled up to things like Scotland before. So obviously we're more than happy to cover any areas of the UK. But yes, in terms of that, we go through important details with the clients. So the property, go through the design schemes, the requirements that they're after, and we fit together a scheme for them. So there'd be other things that would be important that fall into that. So like measuring up the rooms, so you have the exact requirements, so you know the furniture going in. But yes, everything that we discuss with the client, we make sure it's suitable to them and that they're happy with the end results.
Right. It's a technology such that I could ask you all day on these, to be perfectly honest, because the minute that you move out of an area which isn't the day to day, for me, it would be this. I'm just fascinated. So, do you does a is there a software where it kind of like you can me as the client, and let's say I've never met you, but we've talked on the phone and you put something together, and I can see something on the screen, then is that kind of how easy is it to manipulate the design as such? Do I then ask you to move things around a bit, or can I do it from the other end, which is always dangerous, I suppose, when a client starts getting involved, hands on, you know? But how does that work?
So in terms of the schemes, so we can provide mood boards. So those will basically just have the standard sort of pieces of furniture in them. We'll have things like accessories. We send that across to the client. Make sure that they're happy with the color schemes. If they have any feedback or want to make any amendments, we go back and make those. We do also have things like floor plans. So we can show them the rough layout of where furniture items will go. Again, make sure that they're happy with it, and then we'll proceed from there.
Yeah, exactly, and just hope that exactly. I suppose that clients and don't respond to this question because it's not even a question. I'm just thinking out loud, but can be anything from a yeah, just give us the furniture to somebody that's very pedantic and wants don't say anything, but then wants just absolute control over absolute details. Yeah. In a way, I'm living a nightmare with you there. Although you've not suggested a nightmare, it's been me. It's me. Um, all the bits that get added. So you've got the basic furniture and then the bits around. Into how much detail do you go? You don't obviously, I would say obviously, you don't get involved in things like linen and cutlery and pots and pans. But do you get involved in, or maybe you do, or maybe do you get involved? Oh, you do. Oh,
We
here we
do.
go.
We do.
Ah, so
So
from vases and things like that, you do vases and things as well then.
absolutely. So when I mentioned previously that we offer the complete solution,
Yeah.
we offer the solutions to the extent where we'll cover the relocation market, for example. So somebody moving into a vacant property can have the items they require to live in that property as a home. So
Right.
we can do everything from the soft furnishings, ornaments, wall art, even curtains if they need them, right the way up to the kitchen utensils, pots and pans, crockery, cutlery, glassware, everything there
Wow.
we will provide. So particularly when building designs, for example, we can go down to the level with the client as to where each ornament's going to sit if they really want to go to that detail.
Right. Okay. And you just mentioned there about a relocation, because I suppose we should mention to the viewers, we've said that you cover all the markets and what have you, but then within this short-term rentals and what have you, you also know full well about, and it's important to understand not just the client as in the apartment provider, but the actual guests themselves that's coming along. So, and it might be a family from the United States or something, and you might need to, you talk about expectations earlier on, you might need to meet their expectations as well. You can't make the bathroom any bigger, that's for sure. You know that they'll walk in and they'll go, "Is that the closet?" But but other than that, then you kind of have an idea of what kind of furniture that they might be expecting as well. I guess so. That's a good point, that you don't just service the expectations of the client themselves, the apartment provider, but also you have an understanding of the end guest as well, because of your familiarity with those different markets. So that's interesting. Um, and timeline. So let's say that I've got these 10 nightmare units, and I'm rapidly developing into your nightmare client here. So I've got these 10 units, and I need them. I've got the first people who are coming in. I don't know. How fast can you get those 10 units furnished?
So generally, for the multiples of units, we'll look to do them within 2 weeks from start to end of project. Yeah, that's the quickest we can generally get them in.
But that's really faster, actually, isn't it? I mean,
absolutely. Like every furniture rental company, we're limited by warehouse space in terms of you can't keep 1,000 of every item on the shelf. So in terms of projects, generally we tend to find that the timelines are extended due to the backwards and forwards at the start of the project. Especially from the rental side for us, we'll look to turn a contract around within 48 hours.
Right. Yeah. And did you mention storage? Well, you've mentioned storage in the past.
Yes.
So you store these. You don't just provide. It's not just in time kind of supply, and then they're on a boat from wherever they are made, kind of thing. You actually store them.
We do store them. Yeah, we've got a vast warehouse with all the items on, and everything is stored in a condition that is ready to go from the shelf. So in theory, this afternoon, if we got say a local client, for argument's sake, who said, "I want 10 chairs this afternoon," in effect, we could fulfill that contract.
Right, fantastic. Okay, great. No, thank you. So I think my final question, well, for penultimate, really, colours. But actually, that's a point. Oh dear. You don't do decorate? You wouldn't do decorating, would you? You don't do painting? No, you don't do that. Because all right, then forget the wall colours, furniture colours and combinations, kind of thing. Is there a popular colour that's kicking around these days? Says Philistine number one.
I mean, within our furniture ranges, I'd say a lot of it seems to be around the navy sort of colour at the moment. We've got a few sofas that are in navy that quite a few clients seem to really like. So
that's very corporate, isn't it? It's very kind of like calm. I suppose that's quite a good thing to have, it's because I was imagining something like, it's orange and green or something like that. But I suppose that they're quite scary colours, that you've got to be quite careful with some of them. It's the blues. Yeah, that sounds, because I'm looking. We're surrounded by blue now, and but it's quite a nice and neutral colour to use, and okay. So
it does tend to be
very.
It does tend to be seasonal as well with colours. We do find that Easter, for example, tends to be your brighter colours, your oranges and yellows, especially for design projects. You're mixed in with your greens for your very spring-like colours.
Yeah. I just love bright colours. Don't get me thinking about colours. Did you see my brain start drifting there? It's kind of like, okay, no, that's fantastic. Like I said earlier, I could keep you here all day, but I know that you're busy. But before we do close this recording, any final kind of things that you would like to say to the viewers regarding your service, how they contact you as well? By the way, I haven't There we go. There's the website.
Brilliant. Yes.
So Furniture Rental Co. UK. They go onto that website. Bradbeers, you said earlier on that not that they don't get confused, that people, when they're searching for you, shouldn't be confused and end up on your department store site. Although they're
That's
welcome
correct.
to go there, of course. But,
Yes, yes, of course. So we've also got a furniture store. So please don't get confused with that. I say, because you won't be directed to the right place for ourselves. But you can drop us a line from the website. There's our social media tags on there. Feel free to use any of those to drop us a line. You can put an inquiry through, a wish list through. All of the contact details are on that website there for you.
Perfect. And then they'd be speaking to either you, Darrel, or you, Erin, or else your your colleagues. So Stuart MacArthur, or Nick Died. So yeah, perfect. Excellent. All right. Once more, thank you very much indeed. Don't go away, but I will end this recording now. But thank you, viewers, for watching, and thank you very much, Erin and Darrel, for that ordeal.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.